Hey, welcome to the Synergy. This is Dr. Olotu-oke, and I always promise that I'll bring to you questions and answers from our consultation, from that of mine, from those of my advisors from Emergence Financial Services. We want to make sure that you understand how things are going. And if you have anything that you come back to us at, I want to deal with it in all of this. So today, we are really going to talk about debunking some of the misconceptions that come true on income protection. I know the first question you're going to ask, if you're not aware yet, is what is income protection? In the UK, income protection is that insurance that can make sure that you have your own personal sick pay. I know for a lot of employers, you have something that comes to you if you are unfit to work. Now, unfit to work does not mean that you have lost your contract or lost your job. Now, unfit to work is that is covered under your income protection is that could be physical or even mental. So some of the misconceptions that come towards us that comes out are this: number one, that income protection only covers major issues. No, income protection covers all the small things or big things that you may call your employer for to say, sorry, I'm not able to come into work today. And if it's extended for more than 2 weeks, a month, then you can have support. Now, in the United Kingdom, providers cover mainly up to 60% of your annual gross income. So it's actually income that you can get from the insurance company if you're fit to work, right? It is not taxed, all right? It's not, so it's closer to your take home than what's on your paper, all right? All right. So for some providers, it can cover up to 70%. It depends, but across board in the United Kingdom, insurance companies actually can cover up to 6% of your annual gross income. Now, so the first misconception, income protection does not cover only the major stuff. So it even covers up to mental illness. Maybe you've gone through depression, you've gone through anxiety, and that's affecting you from going back to work. You can get your own personal sick pay paid by the insurance company if your employer is not able to cover that. And for some that work within the public sector, we know that you've got amazing package, So for some of you, you may have up to 3 months or even 6 months full pay, and then another 6 months half pay if you are away for longer than than expected. People may think, oh, it can't happen to me, but unfortunately, we also what COVID did. People were out of work for some time. Okay, so number one, it is not just for the big things. It also covers mental wellness. It covers, headache, backaches, anything that could take you away from work that you could call your employer in for. That is covered. The second misconception that I will see is that, see, Dr. Shombo, I have some savings. I can rely on my savings. There's a big challenge in that. Yes, some people may have a lot of savings, and I'm hoping you do. However, we know that in the UK, average savings of a family is about £2,000. Now, the question I want to ask you is, if your bill is £3,000 per month and you have a £2,000 savings and there's no income coming if you're not able to work, then what happens? Let me say, you start calling your friends to cover your mortgage. You have start calling your family to cover your mortgage, or maybe you go to your church or your mosque or people that that you can rely on. Now, why would you want to put your financial, your financial peace in the hands of people they're having their own issues too? The thing is, while savings are crucial, they may not be sufficient to cover you for a prolonged period of time of incapacity. Income protection provides you a regular income stream to cover essential expenses, allowing you to preserve your savings for other needs, right? So why fall back on your savings if you can have the insurance company step in for you, and you have almost up to your normal take home per month covered. So I would say keep your savings for the big stuff, have your income protection in place for all the other things, because it pays you on an ongoing basis for up to 2 years, even for some till retirement, if you have the full package. Number three misconception says that income protection is expensive. Honestly, expensive is relative. The question I want to ask you is, how expensive is it for you not to be able to keep up with your normal bills if you're not able to work for some time? And everybody assumes we are all going to be well every day. Yes, we pray we are well every day. But financial protection, insurance, is to make sure that you have a backup plan. So I always say to my clients that So insurance is not your number, it's not your plan A. It's a plan B to make sure that if anything, your plan A is go to work, run your business, do everything right. And then insurance is there that if per adventure this risk crystallizes, then I have a backup plan. So income protection makes sure that your salary still comes in, even if you are not able to report to work. All right. And some people have seen that some people, especially if you're self-employed and you're watching me now, or maybe you're a contractor, and if you're not working, there's no income coming in. You need your income protection. Why do I say that? A lot of people rush back to work because they cannot afford not to work. So they are not well yet. They're not totally well, but you still have to work because your bills never stop coming. So income protection is a fantastic one to make sure that you have for your own peace of mind. So invest in income protection. It's not expensive. Speak to me. It depends on your age, the amount that you need to cover. Because I say to clients that the insurance company can cover up to 60% of your annual gross. However, you may not need all of that for your bills. So as long as you know that, okay, your mortgage is covered or your rent, all the major things that you normally pay for from your salary, all those are covered. Then, so let's, for example, 60% of your annual income is about £5,000, and your bills, takes roughly about £4,000. And if you've done all the calculation, I say, yes, you may be able to have £5,000, but you don't need £5,000. £4,000 is what you need. You take 4,000, it's much cheaper. So it depends on the amount, it depends on your age, it depends on your health. I'm not saying everybody's qualified for income protection. So that's why you need to speak to one of our advisors so that we can help you to make a decision. So if you're watching this video, you need to click on the link and speak to one of our protection advisors to be able to advise you. Number 4 misconception is only high-risk jobs require income protection. No. Every single person that is working, that's earning an income, requires an income protection. And now I'm also going to speak to company directors. So if you have a company, right? So because if you've employed people, you put something in place to make sure it's part of the employee benefit, all right, that you put in. But remember that if you are not working as a company director, who pays your salary? Who pays you? And that's where we have executive income protection. Also ask more about this and let me tell you more about executive income protection. In fact, before I started this video, I just held one managing director to sort out something. So it's important, have a conversation with one of our protection advisor. Whoever share this video with you, make sure you have a conversation and let's see how that goes. And about 5th misconception is that income protection is complicated. It is not complicated. However, you do need an advisor to walk around that terrain. And that's why we are here. That's why Emergence Financial Services is happy to help you. So speak to one of our advisors. It's not complicated. It's not confusing. We have many providers that are now providing income protection. So we'll be able to look at your situation and be able to match you with the right provider for your situation. Now, that's very, very important. I just needed to debunk those misconceptions. Income protection, 1, is not just for major health issues. It's for everyday thing that you can call your employer for if you're not able to work. 2, you don't want to rely on your savings, right? Let's have some income protection so they can save your savings for other things that you plan them for. Number 3, income protection is not expensive. It depends on your situation and your health situation. Let's go through it. We'll be able to advise on what to do. Number 4, jobs with high risk only require income protection. No, every single person requires income protection as long as you're in work, you're earning an income. And number 5, income protection is not complicated, but let us walk you through that terrain so you have the right protection in place for you and your family. All right, that's what it is today. 5 misconceptions about income protection. Just go right it, click on the link, make sure you subscribe also. We want to grow this. And if you're an advisor, you're watching this, obviously you can also use it for your client, knowing that income protection is an absolute lifesaver if anything were to go wrong with you. Unfit to work due to physical or even mental illness. It's all of this that are covered. And one thing I'm also going to say is this: make sure that when you're going through the application with us, obviously, yeah, let's work with you. When it comes to medical questions, answer truthfully. We don't want anything coming back to bite you, because you need your insurance to be able to support you when it is needed or if you're going to need it. Now, if you've lied on the application, unfortunately, it is a grant for non-paying of that claim. So please, 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 make sure you tell the truth when answering the medical questions so that when this is approved, you know that yes, you get a backup plan. If anything so our prayer is for you never to need to claim it. However, if no life happens, you know there's a backup plan for you, and financially you won't have to resort back to your savings. You have something that can carry that weight off you, and then you take time and get well. All right, I'm going to do another video on some other topics, but this time around, 5 misconceptions debunked about income protection.